I want some cheese enchiladas and some chicken enchiladas, and I also want some bean soup and...
What?
You're ordering lunch, aren't you?
Yeah, but you don't need all that stuff. You can't eat it. You'll eat 2 bites and throw it away.
There are mechanics, and there are businessmen. It's hard to state which of the categories Richard Rawlings belongs to. Maybe he's a hybrid of both. Richard Rawlings is undoubtedly one of the brilliant minds in the automobile reality TV show industry. From establishing Gas Monkey Garage to premiering his show Fast and Loud, brilliance should be an understatement. Richard Brilliance doesn't make him prone to controversies. In fact, he's one of the most featured celebrities on the news, and now he's getting sued by the company he founded. Let's get to know the real reason why Gas Monkey Bar sued Richard Rawlings.
Maybe I screwed up on this one.
Before we dig into Richard's case, let's take a step back to note how he built his empire. Richard Rawlings was born on the 30th of March 1969, and since his rise to stardom, the American entrepreneur and television personality has gone to establish some business that qualifies him as one of the richest television personalities with a solid net worth of $20 million. Richard was born in Fort Worth, Texas, and he spent most of his childhood going to auto shows with his dad. His early introduction to cars made him buy his first at the age of 14. Richard graduated from Eastern Hills High School soon after he got his first car and set out for greener pastures. Fast forward to 1993. Richard married his first wife, Karen K. Grames, but they divorced the following year. In 1999, Rawlings started the printing and advertising company Lincoln Press. Also in 1999, he married his second wife, Suzanne Mari Mergel, in Las Vegas, Nevada, but got divorced in 2009, after which he remarried in 2015. On March 11, 2019, Richard announced via his Twitter account that they were separating and filing for divorce. In 2004, after some financial constraints and in a quest to fulfill his passion, Richard Rawlings sold his first company, Lincoln Press, to aid his Gas Monkey Garage. The activities of the garage revolved around customizing classic and hot rod automobiles for customers worldwide. After achieving success with the garage, Richard was able to convince Discovery Channel to feature the activities of his garage as a show, and that birthed Fast and Loud. From 2012 to 2020, the business was the focus of the Discovery Channel series Fast and Loud. During the years of airing his show, Richard also co-hosted the show Garage Rehab on the Discovery Channel, which aired in 2017. After pitching the concept to the network circa 2015, the show revolves around overhauling struggling automotive shops along with co-hosts Russell Holmes and Chris Steffens. Richard is a controversial being, and many people got to know him since he was a host of Fast and Loud, where he played a stunt on the show by firing his top mechanics from the show after a little agreement ensued between them. Richard fired Tom Smith and Jordan Butler on Fast and Loud before reinstating them to Misfit Garage.
Everybody knows we got fired from Gas Monkey, which isn't a good subject with me because that is the only job I've ever gotten fired from. And the reasoning I got fired from, not really a good one.
Both parties later explained that the sack was a stunt pulled by Richard on his fans and a PR to move Tom and Jordan to his new reality TV show, Misfit Garage. The motive behind this trick isn't far-fetched, creating awareness and driving traffic for the new show. Richard started building his wealth by flipping cars. He's not just capable of fixing, restoring, and modifying cars, he also has vast experience in customizing motorcycles as well. In fact, he once came second on a motorcycle build-off test featuring Fast and Loud top cast member Aaron Kaufman, where he used his creative talents. In 2013, Richard started his investment journey by establishing Gas Monkey Bar and Grill in Northwest Dallas, and a second location at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport opened in March 2014. A business that would later sue him in court. As if that wasn't enough, Richard proceeded to open a third Texas location outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. In 2014, he established Gas Monkey Live, a venue dedicated predominantly to live music, but was later closed when the pandemic started in 2020. Richard also started a new restaurant venture, Richard Rawlings Garage. The first restaurant opened in Harker Heights, Texas in 2016 before permanently closing in March 2019. It's no longer news that Richard is getting sued by Gas Monkey Bar and Grill for defamation and deliberate and deceitful attempts to get out of his contract. The lawsuit, which is seeking $6 million in damages, was filed in 2018 on behalf of the bar and its managing member, Daniel Flaherty, against Richard, the production company for its Discovery Channel reality car show Fast and Loud, and Gas Monkey Holdings. Richard's lawyer, Austin Champion, said in a statement that the claim does not have merit. Gas Monkey Bar has been in breach of our license agreement since day one. We've tried to resolve these issues for the past 5 years. We terminated the relationship when it became clear they were unwilling and incapable of fulfilling their contractual obligations, and it's obvious that this is nothing more than a fabricated claim as a last-ditch effort to try to get back the license. However, the production company Pilgrim Films and Television and the attorneys representing the Northwest Dallas Bar and Flaherty could not be reached for comment. According to the lawsuit, problems with Richard began before the bar nearest Gas Monkey Garage even opened for business 5 years ago. During its construction, bar employee Tim Hinkhouse wrote in a May 2013 email, "Richard has been extremely disruptive. His treatment of the construction workers was beyond unacceptable. His behavior is that of a spoiled 13-year-old. After several instances of Richard interrupting and halting construction, the lawsuit says Flaherty banned him from the construction site so the job could be completed. Flaherty also revealed that since the bar and music venue's opening in September 2013, Richard has consistently tried to insert himself into their operations and usurp control from Flaherty. He also added that Richard has been slanderous about the bar and made baseless accusations that he was stealing from them. In 2015, Richard emailed Flaherty about incomplete or missing financial records. Flaherty responded by telling Richard he was welcome to sit down and look at the records himself, but Richard said he didn't think the records existed. Additionally, Richard made defamatory statements about Flaherty and the bar to other people. That made Flaherty confront Richard about it in an email he sent on July 21, 2016 that said, "You were slamming me about being dishonest and stealing from you. As I've told you for the last 2 years, you're welcome to audit the books anytime," after which Rawlings replied that he was sorry about it and that it was a mistake for mixing drinking and emotions. When a third-party buyer was about to finalize a deal to obtain the rights to Gas Monkey Bar and Grill and Gas Monkey Live in 2017, the lawsuit says Richard stopped the transaction from going through by accusing Flaherty and the bar of dishonesty and stealing his money, which caused the agreement to fall through. This transpired after Richard tried to buy the rights to the bar and music venue himself in 2016, but was unable to because of insufficient funds. The lawsuit also alleges Richard and Pilgrim Films and Television are considering opening their own Gas Monkey-themed entertainment venue in Connecticut and are misappropriating the bar's restaurant concept in doing so. Meanwhile, Richard filed a counter lawsuit in March 2019, suing the bar for unauthorized use of his brand. According to him, the bar continued using his brand even though the license was terminated in late 2018. Richard sent a cease and desist order to Flaherty a month prior to the lawsuit, giving him an ultimatum of 10 days to stop using the name Gas Monkey Garage and his trademarks to market his business. Flaherty, however, didn't comply, so Richard filed a lawsuit, but there is no information about who won the lawsuit in court. The whole ordeal was on when the business had to shut down during the pandemic before reopening as a new business, amplified in September 2021. Richard might seem controversial a lot with the news, but on the other hand, he is a veteran of transcontinental road rallies. He twice won the Gumball 3000 and the Bull Run. He's the current world record holder in the Cannonball Run. Jay Leno even recognized him for his achievement after breaking the record that had stood since 1979. He had covered the 2,811 miles from New York to Los Angeles in 31 hours and 59 minutes with an average speed of 87.6 miles per hour. Richard's controversies won't stop him from doing what he does best. Presently, he's now focusing his sponsor dollars on motorsports, and plans are on the way for a new automobile-themed reality TV show. Do you think Monkey Bar Garage, now amplified, was right to have sued Richard?